Hello, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Nadia Adam. I'm a Vedic astrologer and psychic medium. So today we are going to talk about the upcoming week astrological update from the perspective of Vedic astrology between 6th of June until 13th of June. As usual, I will divide my explanation into several parts and the timestamp will be in description box along with my personal details if you're interested to book a reading with me. Right. So this week there's no much thing going on, but there are things kind of prepared, if that make any sense. All right. So first and foremost, we are going to talk about Mercury here, just going to move to the sign of Taurus on 8th of June until 24th of June. And then we're going to have Saturn here. We'll be prepared to move retrograde. All right, it's not going to enter Capricorn though, but it's just in stationary retrograde period because it's moving retrograde on 17th of June. All right, so we got to kind of start to feel the energy of Saturn moving backward from now, or at least the theme of Saturn retrograde will start to show up slowly. Saturn is the slow planet. That's mean it will take time in order for it to give you a result, but doesn't mean it's not going to give a result right now, if that makes sense. So for example, maybe Saturn, it's preparing right now to move retrograde. So that's mean the theme or whatever it's supposed to give you will start to show up during this time. That's mean for the next 10 days. All right. And when exactly it moves retrograde, it start to give you a result. All right. Okay, just let us just start to talk about Mercury first, and then we get back to the Saturn. Okay, all right. So we have here Mercury moved to the sign of Taurus on 8th of June until 24th, as we mentioned, in the sign of Taurus, conjuncting Sun, and is the ruler of these natural 6th house of Virgo and natural ruler of the 3rd house of Gemini. So what does that mean? So Mercury in Taurus, usually it's very good. It's excellent because Mercury is a natural significator of finance and money and business. So when it's entered the 2nd house of finance and money and also assets, it's not actually a business, but it can be considered. So Mercury and Taurus kind of meant very well here. Okay, it's indicate that if you are actually going through any activation has to do with Mercury or Venus or even Sun, all right, that's mean Mahadasha, Antardasha, and Priyantadasha, of course, depending on your chart, this transit's supposed to give you good result. But as a contrary also, you have to be careful on your finance and the way how you spend your money. Because in some cases, it might manifest as extra expenditure, unexpected issues in your investment or in the way how you deal with your money, or there is some sort of tightness. All right. It's also the period where you might see that a new investments and new business opportunities and ideas showing up. It might manifest if the other placement are well supporting you. In some cases, if your chart not supportive for such event, it might manifest as stuck or as delay. All right. Mercury just moved direct, I believe, before 2 weeks or so. All right. So this is a new refreshing energy for Mercury. So in a sense that if it's gave you some sort of chaos, some sort of instability or some sort of issues in the last 2 weeks, so now Mercury moving to Taurus will give you like breath of air. Okay, breath of air. It's just moved out from Jupiter and Rahu, which is heavy planet. Now it start to move and accelerate by itself. That's mean it become much more easier. All right. Mercury in Taurus actually is, again, it's actually good, especially if you are planning to do investment that has to do with real estate, selling or buying a property, something has to do with land. All right. Anything that has to do with Venusian energy, because Venus here, the dispositor, it's considered to be in a good placement. Although it's conjunct malefic planet, but it can give Mercury a good boost up and Venus a good boost up, that my passion, my concentrate towards this particular business or towards this particular investment will be much more clear, if that makes sense. All right. And this is in one way. A second way, we can translate this energy that Mercury in Taurus might give some sort of disharmony or misunderstanding in a family, because this is also has a very strong family, close friends, close circle kind of theme. Venus here, dispositor, is in the house of family. Mercury also is in the sign and the house of family. So that's mean there can be some misunderstanding or unable to really communicate your own ideas, your own thought towards people, or maybe you are unable to comprehend what they are trying to say, what they are trying to do, okay, for a family. So if sorry, if your child is not really supportive, this can indicate some sort of issues and disharmony, and it could be an argument in between a family members. All right, again, not everyone, so just like, let me put a disclaimer here, but there is a strong theme related to family going on. In contrary, maybe you will start to spend more time with the family, or you will start to think about how you can secure your family, how you can secure their future, their finance, etc. Right? So as overall, Mercury in Taurus, it's kind of good. Okay, I'm not going to lie. It's pretty good, especially if you are into businesses. And if your chart is supportive, then that's mean for the next 3 weeks from now, this is a golden period. Okay, so wishing you all the best. Now, let us talk about Saturn. Where's my pen here? All right, we have Saturn is sitting in the sign of Aquarius and is preparing to move retrograde. So here's the thing with Saturn retrograde. Saturn is a natural karaka of karma in our chart, right? So when it moves retrograde, doesn't mean that it will give some issues or chaos, but it will question and asking you to do some correction in that particular house and the house which is previous. In this case, of course, that's mean Capricorn. Although Saturn won't enter Capricorn, but still the energy of Capricorn will start to show up or manifest again in the sign of Aquarius. So you gotta see yourself what exactly been going on and happening in your life since, I would say, around November or September of 2020. What exactly happened in that period? What exactly closed on January? All right, what exactly happened from November 2020 until January 2023? What exactly the theme or something that closed up? In the next few months, you might see or feel that the same thing will start to show up again. Or at least that, okay, I closed the cycle. This is a period where I will start and open a new cycle. Okay, so it's not bad, but Saturn will let you really question everything. Question about the house where it sits. If it's in Aquarius, so what is Aquarius in your chart? In which house is it? It will start to question you about the structure of that particular house, what you are doing about it, what you are cultivating, how you are dealing with it. It will start to nudge you on that. Okay, with the theme or with the memory, I would say, yeah, I think the best word to be used here is with the memory. With the memory or theme or subconscious energy of the Capricorn. That's mean between 2020 until 2023. If you are actually going through activation of Saturn, that means Saturn is your Mahadasha, Antardasha, Priyantradasha, or it's actually transiting over planet that is active in your chart. That means, for example, you are going through Mahadasha of planet that's sitting in Aquarius, right? This can shows you will feel the impact, you will feel the change, you will feel something is just nudging you. Saturn retrograde does not affect the actual circumstance in your life, but it will affect your mental and emotional state. I've seen that a lot. I have seen that a lot. Saturn retrograde, it will impact and affect your mental state, not nothing else. All right. So because it's impacting your mental, so that means you will be nudged, you will be triggered to take some action decisions, aka your karma, right? That means you are taking action of something. Okay. So of course I will get deeper into it in next few days, because when we get closer to Saturn retrograde, but as a overall, you will start to feel the theme of it. You will start to sense it in some way or another. All right. Usually they said also that the stationary retrograde period, it can be much more stronger than the retrograde period itself. Okay, because again, the planet is moving slower. Okay, in orb, it's moving slower, and it's just like going backward. It's not like actually going backward, but it's just moving slower because it's preparing itself to go backward. So that's mean the Saturn right now is kind of much more closer to Earth. So that's mean we all going to feel it in some way or another. Again, I mean, we all going to feel it differently, of course, depend on your chart. But if you are actually going through Saturn period right now, most probably you're gonna feel it heavily. All right. So that's it for this week. I mean, that seems like very nice week. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for hearing, and wishing you to have a wonderful and beautiful week. Bye.